What's going on? Coach Alonzo Harvey here with
Taiwan Howard, what's up?
Rising Dragon MMA. Real quick, I wanted to do a quick video. This is on what to do when you're in a corner. Being a corner man, second. We're going to talk mostly about MMA because there's a lot more involved.
Taking place,
right? So what to do and say do's or don'ts in the corner. And this would be good for new fighters and new coaches.
Right.
So what's the first thing we do? When the bell ring, ding, 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 they come in the corner, what's the first thing we have our fighters do and why?
The first thing we do when we have our fighters come to the corner is have a seat, give them their mouthpiece, and take 3 deep breaths. Relax. We need them to regain their breath because you can give them all the information in the world, but if their heart is racing and their adrenaline is pumping, there is no information processing in their head at that particular moment until you get them focused.
Yep, so that's the first thing we like to do. Mouthpiece out, take 3 deep breaths, right? And another thing I want to talk about is having concise, short directions. Nothing long, complicated. Right. I want to talk about, we both fought.
Well, the reason why is because it's a scientific fact that when your adrenaline is pumping, your IQ drops. And the more your adrenaline is pumping, the more your heart is racing, the more your blood pressure is up, the more your IQ drops. That's why you see people who deal with normal situations regularly and they deal with it with the right answer or the right response. And then as the fight either progresses or even before the fight starts, their adrenaline is pumping so much, you don't see them perform the way they do in practice because of that adrenaline. Yep. So you have to learn how to control that adrenaline.
Right, so we like to short, do this, do that, defend this jab, look for this.
Short, precise instructions. Short, precise instructions because you know your fighter will comprehend that. Through all the practices and giving them crazy combinations and doing this and doing that, when they're breathing really hard and it's the second round and they got a puffy lip and their nose is dripping blood, that the easiest thing that they're going to comprehend is hitting with a jab, cross, and a low kick and circle. Instead of coming, slip underneath that punch, step back, lean, draw on this cross, counter, da. They ain't gonna remember all that. They ain't remember none of that. They're gonna remember. I know Coach told me that with a 1-2 low kick and circle, circle away from his power. And then he does that during the fight and he starts connecting. You gotta always keep it short, simple, and direct. Short
and simple. I remember sometimes like in the UFC, the corner telling them to do something, and they do it, and they won the fight. But it was short, simple. And number 3, I like to talk about, you got to know when the difference to give them technical advice or like motivational advice.
Inspirational.
Inspirational. Yeah. But you got to know your fighter. This helps when you not just cornering any old body. You need to know
having a personal relationship with your fighter.
So you know what motivates them, what gets them going.
Yeah, or what discourages them and upsets them. you know to say certain things in the corner and to feed them certain information to get them focused. Your fighter might not need to be told, hit him with a double jab and a right cross. Your fighter might need to be told, I need you to be more aggressive. I need you to bite down on your mouthpiece. Go down, close the distance intelligently, but close the distance and be aggressive. Sometimes that's what the fighter needs to hear. That's what it is. Because the technical stuff takes place in practice.
There was one time I think I was being passive. Coach Taiwan was like, get your head out your ass, go forward. Do some damage. You just waiting and not accomplishing anything. So sometimes you just need to, whatever you need to do to get them motivated or take their mind away from something negative, right? They might be focusing on the one thing negative.
Or you might have a fighter that just got caught at the end of the round and he's coming to sit back down and you see he's spacey. You see his eyes all over the place and he's not zoned in. You get him breathing, you get some water down his throat, and then you get him focused, and then you have him repeat after you. You give him basic, simple instructions, look him in the eyes, and say, all right, tell me what I just told you. And they'll say, all right, you said, what did you say? And then if he says that, then you know that he's not even listening, he's not even zoned in. And then you got to make the instructions even that much more simple.
That's what they call it, the fog of war. Sometimes in the fog of war, make them repeat simple directions so they know it's kind of, sinking in there.
Just like if a little kid catches on fire and they say, stop, drop, and roll. That is so basic and simple. Stop, drop, and roll. That puts out the fire. You have to give basic, simple instructions under high stressful situations.
And the last one I want to talk about real quick is especially in MMA, a lot of amateurs might have 2, or like pro fighters might have 3, like a second or whatever. You got multiple coaches in there, especially MMA. They might have, Taiwan might be the overall MMA coach. I might be the striking one. And then we have our jiu-jitsu black belt. It might be the grappling one. So whatever we talking about, we either do quick turns or we all on the same page. I can't, Taiwan can't be telling the fighter like, oh yeah, throw a spinning back kick, and I'm like, hey, throw the cross, and
then the other guy's telling them, I want you to just duck in and hit a double leg.
Yeah.
We all have to be on the same page, or you confuse the fighter.
Yeah, you gotta all be on the same page.
And the worst thing to do is have a fighter confused and angry and upset because his corner's not conveying clear, precise information in between rounds. Then he goes into the next round not adapting, not making adjustments to his fighter, but confused on the instructions, and sometimes discombobulated from getting too much information overload from his corner. You can't give information overload from your corner. You got to keep it simple, basic, and you have to depend and rely and have faith in all the training you did leading up to the fight. That's why you give them basic instructions, knowing that you tell them to hit this basic combo, but you know that you built up off that basic combo, and you see him out there and then he just keeps going further off that combo. That's when the training comes in from the training camp.
Yep, absolutely. So those were just some quick tips we were thinking about if you're a cornerman or if you're a new fighter, what to kind of expect in between rounds. You know, pros get 1 minute, a lot of amateurs get like 90 seconds, so you don't got a lot of time. That's it.
That's it.
We're out. Peace.